Your aging parents are the luckiest parents. Yes, yours. Your aging parents are the luckiest parents. Did you know that over 53 million people in North America are caring for an aging parent or a loved one? That means millions of people are walking this path. Yet so many of us feel alone, unappreciated, and overwhelmed. But there are answers. This video is going to be useful for you in two ways. First, you'll hear 7 reasons why your aging parent is incredibly lucky to have you, even if they don't always say it. And second, you'll leave with a fresh perspective that might just make your caregiving journey a little easier. I know firsthand caring for an aging parent is not easy. Some days you feel like you're doing everything and somehow it's never enough. Maybe your parent doesn't say thank you very often. Maybe they resist your help. Maybe you're just plain exhausted. If you've ever thought, I love him or I love her, but this is really hard, then you're in the right place. Today, I want to acknowledge you, the one doing the hard work, because even if no one has told you lately, your parent is incredibly lucky to have you. You are your parent's anchor in a changing world. Your parent has lost a lot: independence, mobility, friendships, and sometimes even confidence. They may no longer drive or live in their longtime home or have the same control over their daily life. This matters because you are their security when they are uncertain. The world feels unpredictable for them, but you are a constant. They know you'll be there, and that gives them peace of mind. You provide emotional stability. You know, aging can bring anxiety, fear, sadness. Your presence, your voice, your touch, doing the familiar things the familiar way soothes these emotions. You provide a sense of identity. Without work or hobbies or independence, they may feel lost. Your connection to shared memories and routines helps them remember who they are. You are an advocate for their needs. Doctors, insurance, prescriptions. Aging brings a mountain of paperwork, medical needs, and decisions. Without you, these can get lost in the shuffle. But you help them navigate a complex system. Medical professionals and care facilities often focus on efficiency, not personalization. You make sure your parent gets individualized attention. And you help prevent mistakes. It's a sad reality that medication errors and overlooked symptoms can happen. Your help can prevent any unnecessary suffering. You know, I remember visiting my dad in the hospital after one of his surgeries. He was wearing one of those oxygen nose buds that go in their nose and around their ears. He had just come back from surgery and it had been a big surgery on his chest, and they had moved his lungs, and there was a lot going on. I was unaware, I wasn't medical, but I saw that was happening. I left and then came back to his bedside a couple hours later, and I noticed that his eyes were extremely bloodshot, like very red bloodshot. And I know that one of the symptoms of choking or suffocation is bloodshot eyes. I started to panic. Like, he had oxygen, but he obviously wasn't getting any oxygen. So I grabbed that oxygen and I followed the line back to where it should have been connected into the wall. He absolutely had the nose piece in, but he was not connected to the oxygen that was coming out of the wall. It needed to be fixed right away. It turns out that one of his lungs had collapsed, and so he was working off of a very, very poor and unhealthy lung and one lung, and not being efficient with his oxygen intakes, and he was really in trouble. And I'm not sure how it got unplugged from the wall. But again, very, very grateful that I noticed. I plugged it in myself and then managed to tell the nurse when she came around what had happened in a very calm and collected way. I guess what I'm trying to say is we're important. We're an important part of the caregiving team. We notice the small changes, and we're the consistent caregiver over the time period, because in a busy hospital, as shifts change and people finish their shifts for the week and new people come in, there's a great deal of change, a great deal of kind of turmoil, and we are the consistent. So it's a good thing that we're there, and it's a good thing that we have a voice. So we can prevent medical errors, and we can help prevent any unnecessary suffering for our parents, even though we're not medical ourselves. You ensure their wishes are heard, whether it's medical decisions or financial concerns. You help ensure their preferences are honored. You help make sure what is important to them is important to other caregivers. I didn't always go to my father's medical appointments, but since we discovered he didn't always wear his hearing aids there, my brother and I always go with him. You bring comfort and familiarity. Sometimes it's not the big things, it's the small things. The way you make their tea the way they like it. The familiar way you tuck in their blanket. The way you remember their favorite television shows. Or the calls I make to my dad to remind him that his favorite football team is playing this afternoon. This matters because routine creates calm. Aging, especially with memory loss or dementia, is chaotic. You help bring familiar routines and rituals that are very grounding. You provide emotional reassurance. Your familiar voice and your laugh and the other little moments bring them deep comfort. And you help bring a sense of home, whether it's in their house, yours, or a care facility. Your presence makes any place feel safer and more like home. You preserve their dignity, whether it's helping with personal care, managing finances, or respecting their choices. You help them maintain dignity when they might feel vulnerable. There are 3 reasons why this matters. First, loss of control can be humiliating. Aging can feel like a series of losses. You help them retain respect. Respect changes everything. Instead of talking about them, you talk with them. This allows them to stay involved. Everything isn't happening around them and to them. They're a part of it. And kindness makes hard moments easier. Personal care like bathing or dressing can be embarrassing for them. Your gentleness makes it easier. Here's a little bit about me. Like you, I walk this path as a daughter caring for my aging father. I'm not a medical expert, but through this YouTube channel, I share my experiences, research, and best practices with you. If that resonates with you and you'd like to join our community of caregivers and receive my free newsletter, just send me an email at caregiver@myaccess.ca. And I'll send you a printable PDF of gift ideas for senior parents. So whether it's Christmas, their birthday, or even a gift for them in the hospital, it's a list of ideas for folks who seem pretty hard to buy for. You keep them connected. Seniors are at a high risk of loneliness and isolation, and you are often their bridge to the outside world. Being connected matters because loneliness affects our health. And it's true. Studies show social isolation increases the risk of dementia, heart disease, and depression. Small connections make a big impact. A 5-minute chat, a short drive, a shared meal. Moments like these, the moments we take for granted, are some of the best ways to combat loneliness. And you can help them connect through technology. We know that technology can be overwhelming. We can help them FaceTime grandkids, use email, or even reprogram their clocks, cable, or phone after a power outage. That's something my dad struggles with. His fingers are so big and he's losing the sensitivity in his fingertips, and the buttons on electronics seem to be getting smaller and smaller. I'm going to pause the video for 10 seconds here. If you're getting something out of this video and you want more ideas on how to help your aging parents, please consider subscribing. And if you're liking this video, here's your chance to work through some of that frustration. Get it out of your system by smashing that like button. Give it a good whack, okay? All right, let's jump back into it. This is kind of a romantic and nostalgic point, but you are a living reminder of their love and their legacy. Every time you show up, you remind them who they raised. You are living proof of their lessons, values, and traditions. And this matters because you are an affirmation of their life's work. They see you and they know their love and sacrifices meant something. Their stories continue through you. The recipes, traditions, and family jokes don't get lost. They know they're going to live on through you. They see their own best features in you. Even when they forget things or feel weak, they see their own strength reflected in you. You show up, even when it's hard. Not everyone steps up to this role, but you do, even when you're exhausted, even when it's frustrating. This is important because what you do is a rare and beautiful act of love. Many people avoid caregiving. The fact that you're here says everything. Your presence is powerful. Even on the hard days, just being there matters. Love isn't always easy, but it's worth it. Caregiving isn't perfect, but it's one of the best ways to show love. Caring for your aging parent may be new for you, but you can do this. Today, I shared 7 reasons why your parent is lucky to have you. And let me leave you with 2 more. Your presence matters more than you realize. Even when you feel invisible, your love and care are making a difference. Caring for your aging parent may be new for you, but you can do this. If you want more ideas, check out these videos. You are not alone on this journey. Just click the link and I'll see you there.